Bible reading of Daniel chapter 4. Chop the tree down. Nebuchadnezzar, to the king and all peoples, national groups, languages that are dwelling on the earth, may your peace grow great. The signs and wonders that the Most High God has performed with me, and it seemed good to me to declare them to you. How grand his signs are, how mighty his works are. His kingdom is a kingdom to time indefinite, and his rulership is for generation after generation. I, Nebuchadnezzar, happened to be at ease in my house and flourishing in my palace, and there was a dream I beheld, and it began to frighten me, and there were mental images upon my bed and visions in my head that began to frighten me. And from me an order is being put through before me all the wise men of Babylon, that they might make known to me the very interpretation of my dream. At that time the magic practicing priests and the conjurers and the Chaldeans and the astrologers were entering in, and I was saying before them what the dream was, but its interpretation they were not making known to them. And at last there came before me Daniel, whose name is Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God, and in whom there is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I said what the dream was. O Belteshazzar, the chief of the magic practicing priests, because I myself well know that the spirit of the holy gods is in you, and that there is that no secret at all that is troubling you. Tell me the visions of my dream and that I held in its interpretation. Now the visions of my head were upon my bed happened to be holding, and look, a tree, a mast of in the midst of the earth, and its height was immense. And the tree grew up and became strong, and its very height finally reached the heavens, and it was visible to the extremity of the earth. Its foliage was fair, and its fruit was abundant, and there was food for all on it. Under it the beasts of the field would seek shade, and in its boughs the birds of the heavens would dwell, and from it all flesh would feed itself. I continued to behold in the visions upon my head, and upon my bed, and look, a watcher, even a holy one, coming down from the heavens themselves. He was calling out loudly, and he was saying, Chop the tree down, cut off its boughs, shake off its foliage, scatter its fruitage, and let the beasts of the fields flee from under it, and the birds from its boughs. However, leave the rootstock in the earth, even with a banding of iron and copper among the grass of the field, and with the dew of the heavens let it be wet, that with the beast let its portion be among the vegetation of the earth. Let its heart be changed that from a mankind, to let it be a heart of a beast be given it, and that 7 times pass over it. By the decree of the watcher the thing is, and by the saying of the holy ones the request is, to the intent that the people living may know that the Most High is ruler in the kingdom of mankind, and to whoever he wants to, he gives it, and he sets up over it, even the lowliest one of mankind. This was the dream that I myself, Nebuchadnezzar, beheld. And for you yourself, O Belteshazzar, say what the interpretation is, for as much as all other wise men in my kingdom, they were unable to make known to me the interpretation itself. But you are competent, because the spirit of the holy gods is in you. At that time Daniel himself, whose name is Belteshazzar, was astonished, and for a moment, and his very thoughts began to frighten him. And the king was answering, saying, O Belteshazzar, do not let the dream and its interpretation themselves frighten you. Belteshazzar was saying, O my lord, may the dream apply to those hating you, and its interpretation to your adversaries. The tree that you beheld, that grew great and became strong in its height, from which finally reached the heavens, and which was visible to all the earth, and the foliage which is fair, and the fruit that which is abundant, and on it there is the food for all, under which the beasts of the field dwell, and upon it the boughs of the birds of heaven would rest. It is you, O king, because you have grown great and became strong, and your grandeur has become great and reached the heavens, and your kingship to the extremity of the earth. And because the king beheld the watchers, even the Holy One, coming down from the heavens, who was also saying, Chop the tree down and ruin it. However, leave the rootstock itself in the earth, but with a banding of iron and of copper among the grass of the field, and with the dew of the heavens let it become wet, and the beast of the field let its portion be until 7 times themselves pass over it. This is the interpretation, O king, and the decree of the Most High is this which must befall my lord the king. And you they will drive away from man, and with beasts of the field your dwelling will become. And vegetation is what you will be given to eat, just like bulls. And with the dew of the heavens you yourself will be getting wet. And 7 times themselves will pass over you, until you know that the Most High is ruler in the kingdom of mankind, and that the one whom he wants to, he gives it. Because they are saying, leave the rootstock of the tree, your kingdom will be sure for yourself, and you will know that the heavens are ruling. Therefore, O king, may your counsel seem good to you. Remove your sins by righteousness, and let your inequity be shown mercy to the poor one, because maybe there will occur a lengthening of your prosperity. All this was befalling Nebuchadnezzar the king. At the end of 12 lunar months, he happened to be walking upon the royal palace of Babylon, and the king was answering, saying, Is this not Babylon the great that I myself have built, with the royal house and the strength of my might and the dignity of my majesty? While the word was yet in the king's mouth, there was a voice that fell from the heavens. To you it's being said, O Nebuchadnezzar the king, the kingdom itself has gone away from you, and from mankind they are driving even you away, and with the beasts of the field your dwelling will be. Vegetation they will give even to you to eat just like bulls, and 7 times themselves will pass over you until you know that the Most High is ruler in the kingdom of mankind, and to whom he wants to, he gives it. At that moment, the word itself fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and from mankind he was being driven away, and the vegetation he began to eat just like the bulls, and with the dew of the heavens his own body got wet, until the very hair grew long like eagle's feathers, and his nails got to be the bird's claws. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up to the heavens my eyes, and my own understanding began to return to me, and I blessed the Most High God himself, the one living to time indefinite. I praised and glorified him because of his rulership. His rulership is time indefinite, and his kingdom is for generation after generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are being considered as mere nothing, and he is doing according to his own will among the army of the heavens. And the inhabitants of the earth, there exists no one that can check his hand, nor can say to him, What have you been doing? At the same time my understanding itself began to return to me, and the dignity of my kingdom and my majesty and my brightness themselves began to return to me. And for me, even my high royal officials and my grandees began earnestly searching, and I was reestablished upon my kingdom, and greatness and extraordinary was added to me. And I myself, Nebuchadnezzar, am praising and exalting and glorifying the King of the heavens, because all his works are true, and his ways are justice, and because there is those who are walking in pride, he is able to humiliate.